so that was Kicked Off there with the track that they call Couldn't Dance. Nice wee kind of catchy number. More pop than I'm used to, but I quite enjoy it anyway. So we've got Kevin Rutkiewicz in the studio this evening, and he's going to tell us a bit more about himself and what he gets up to. So hello Kevin, how you doing?
Good evening Ben. I'm great. Basically, I'm obviously just touched 31, the tender age, and I've got into music the last sort of year and a half on a more serious sort of basis, and it's been really good. It's I've got an advantage over a lot of musicians at the minute because of the I've got a line into the press through my footballing career, so I've tried to utilise that as much as I can, and but it's still proving to be a very, very competitive industry.
So you're playing just now?
I'm trying and failing.
Apparently you're saying you're injured?
I've picked up a wee injury just before the first game of the season there, which is frustrating when you play every sort of pre-season game and you do all your hard work, and it comes to the sort of business, and it's nothing serious, it's just one of these wee pernickety things that's sort of really frustrating, but I'll get over it. I've got over worse and hopefully play a partner. It's going to be a good season, hopefully.
Yeah, it should be. SPL's just started up, so we're getting the games going again. So you've been playing with Fairland for how long now?
I joined Fairland initially in loan, just the start of February, just sort of after the transfer window had closed, and you can still loan after that.
Right.
And that was it. So I played sort of just over a dozen games in the title running, and it was great because at St Johnstone, I'd suffered a real year and a half of sort of bad injury, and through the injury loss of form, and just loss of confidence, and it was a difficult. I sort of left in a whimper, having been club captain and led them to the first division title, and this, that and the other, and it sort of petered out. I was a wee bit disappointed with the way things went for me personally. I was at the end, but a lot of fond memories and a lot of good friends sort of left there, and we're playing them this Saturday, and I'm a bit gutted I'm not going to be fit for that, so I'd have liked to have got a kick at a couple of them. But I know I'm proud of what I achieved there over my time, but a bit disappointed with how it petered out. But it's new, all things new now, and I'm at Dunfermline and I'm loving every minute of it. It's revitalised me, and hopefully I can sort of, as I've said sort of previously, play a good part in the team.
The team, yeah, I've heard you now for quite a while. You say you're 31, you're
kicking on.
You've been what, 10, 13, 15 years something?
I've been on the first team fringes from Aberdeen, that's since I was 19, so that's 12 years I've been kicking about the SPL. Some would argue, it's been decent. I was 4 seasons in the first division with St Johnstone.
Right.
But apart from that, I've been sort of skipping about the Premier League, and it's been a lot of fantastic experiences. Probably the early part of my career wasn't as tuned in or as devoted, committed as I should have been, but I've sort of bore the fruits of that in the second half of my career. After a lot of success, I've got 2 titles in the bag now, and I've played my best football in the second half of my career, so it's hopefully it will continue for at least another couple of seasons.
So now we're going to play a wee track now. It's by a band called More Than You'll Ever Know, and it's called Hold You Back. Kevin, what has it made you kind of get into the music side of things?
I've always liked music, singing in the shower, yada yada yada, but it basically came out of boredom. I was injured, I picked up an injury, and through that I was, being a footballer, you do have a lot of spare time in your hands, and I decided to get a guitar, and it's just snowballed from there. It went for sort of just learning a chord, learning a note, and just progressed to learning a song, and from there I found it quite easy just to write songs. So I'm a bit like Phoebe for Friends, I go with shapes and different names for the guitar chords. Because I've never been sort of taught in a more sort of professional or technical basis, so it's a bit gibberish to the sort of music pro, but to me it makes a lot of sense. So, but it works, and it's, as I say, it's something I really enjoy doing, and I find it easy sort of to put it down in my way.
Excellent. So you've got the album out already, and you've got a single which we might talk about. What's the single called again?
It's called Time and Tit.
Right.
That was one of the first songs I'd written.
You wrote, right. And your album's called, is it Handwritten?
Handwritten, aye.
Excellent. You also give a competition you want to just tell the listeners about?
Just briefly, I'm starting to record a new album a week tomorrow night. The songs are written, everything's in place, we've just to whittle the sort of crap out and sort of get the 13, 14 strongest songs. But basically, there's a competition, and it's a magazine called In the City. It runs in Glasgow. it's a smaller magazine, but I'm sure you could find out about it online. And the competition will be in the magazine, but if people wanted to email yourself or Facebook, it's basically going to be they could win a night in the studio with myself, and if they can hold a tune at all, they'll be on the single or one of the singles from the album. They'll have a wee part singing or duetting with me. If they can play guitar, bring it. We'll do a duet. We'll do a full duet. We'll get good exposure. And if anybody sort of budding musicians there, just enter, because it could be a wee break for you. If I sort of pen a good enough song, somebody might get a wee break out of it.
It definitely sounds like a great opportunity for anybody, especially if you're or even Glasgow or anywhere in Scotland, is it?
Anywhere in Scotland, but listen, at the end of the day, it'll be great fun. That'll be the worst case scenario. They'll get a night in the studio. They'll loads of good banter, and as I say, hopefully we can get them involved in a single, and they'll definitely get credited for it as well. So, get your name in, a bit of fun, a bit of banter, and as I say, it'll be a great night.
Well, we'll give you the details about that on the Facebook, on the website and stuff like that. We'll make sure anyone who wants to try out for the competition can get in touch, as Kevin said, with myself, or I'm sure you can get in touch with Kevin. His own Facebook.
Via Facebook, via Facebook would be fine. Just drop me a message there.
So that's great. So we're going to play another wee track. So we're going to talk a bit about the football and the music this time. Who would you say your biggest influences are in music?
Music, I mean, I was brought up sort of surrounded, not by musicians, but a very musical sort of house. My mum and dad would always have music playing, and when my mum was sort of doing housework, which is non-stop, which is probably normal for all mums across the country, but so it was, I'd say my mum initially, but since then, I've got my own influences, and that would be like Ray LaMontagne, Jack Savaretti, Paul Nutini, Bob Dylan, even John Martin. A lot of people might know him, they might not. Scottish guy. He was a folk singer, but he lived a proper hardcore rock and roll lifestyle. And he was fantastic. So that would be my influences. They tend to be solo artists like myself.
Paul Nutini's one of my favourite acts of all time at the moment. So
he's very good.
I've seen him in Paisley, the homecoming gig, and it's just something else. And the rock message as well. Unbelievable.
He's moved on as well. He's mixed up a wee bit his second album, which is good because it's good to have a wee bit of variety in there as well. It's
got a third album on the way, I think. So
it'll be
it's going to be different again. So
fair play.
Can't wait for that to come. What about your football? Would you say your kind of influences and your heroes? I feel like
I was brought up in the East End of Glasgow, and I was brought up as a Celtic supporter, in a very Celtic sort of area, if you like, but it was just that's the way it is in Glasgow. You're born into one or the other, it's either Rangers or Celtic. But so my heroes would probably have been, you like your Paul McStays and Frank McAvenny's, guys like this. But as I got older, and I knew that I couldn't score the goals, and my heroes started to sort of get further back apart defenders, and there'd have been Baresi and Franco Baresi, the Italian, Paolo Maldini, guys like that. I wanted to try and emulate, but obviously no chance of doing so. But that's the sort of guys. Not too bad. So
we're going to play Kevin's single just now, which is called Time and Tick, and here it is. So we're back in the studio with Kevin, and so you've got the single coming out, and that's out just now.
Yeah, it's currently out. It's going well, and there will be another single release from Handwritten, which is the current album that's available on iTunes as a single. So yeah, I mean, obviously, as every sort of artist will know, or budding artist will know, like myself, it's difficult to know where to put your stuff, where it's where it can be got. So iTunes was the sort of sensible choice. There's not a great demand, I think you really need a great demand for your stuff if you're going to start going to HMV and Virgin in places like this. So right now it's only iTunes it's available from, but I mean, anybody sort of, wanting albums and that, just say contact me on Facebook. I'm quite happy to get out there. That's the stage we're at. We're just trying to get everything sort of going in the right direction. So we're obviously having to got to come and go with that as well.
Yeah, basically try to get someone as a musician now.
It's
in the football you want to get.
Yeah, we've used that angle. We've exhausted that angle. So now I would like to start thinking now the music can stand on its own. And especially definitely. The second album, I would love to sort of get some acclaim off that, just off the back of it being a good album. So that's the aim, and hopefully we can achieve that over the next wee while.